Okay, we are back, and I am going to do a quick little change to the sprint, the super speed. I'm just going to bring that down to make it a little more reasonable. I think there's a few things I want to try to tackle in this video. One is I think some wall sliding and wall jumping would be pretty cool. It adds a nice depth. But in order to do that, we should probably fix up some of this terrain. I literally just threw sprites down, and that's great in some aspects, and you can do that, or you can do a mix of that. But I'm actually gonna totally did not need to delete my background though. So we just want this stuff, right? Kind of our basic land stuff. Okay, so there. And if you haven't used 2D too much, this might be new. But if you go, well, if this is a 2D project, if you started a 2D project, this should be done automatically. If not, if you don't have this, you have a 2D tile map editor you can bring in for this portion. But it should be there automatically if this is a 2D project. So if I have a window, that guy right there, I've already kind of played around with some things. So if I dock this down here, bring it up, so I can just go into some land things, right? Like I've already kind of slapped a few down. Do we have any side things? How about these guys? So you can literally just drag these, and I'll just save that as is. I'm not worried about it right now. The order of where you really put these down here isn't a big deal, but what that allows is now we can create a tile map. So a tile map gives us a grid. Our grid is quite large. Well, our sprites are quite small with this particular asset. That could all be changed, but I'm not that worried about it. But I can now just literally go and paint tiles. So like the grid. So if I have this issue, I can just go over here and I can adjust these sizes, right? And I know with these it's point 0.15. Yeah, right. So 0.15. Oh, look at that. Happens to be in a good spot too, right? So you can literally just paint your ground. And this is a far better solution, but adding in sprites and stuff with colliders works too for a lot of different things as well. Right, so we can just go and paint a few things. And I don't know, you can, I didn't even bring in the other wall, did I? But I mean, like, you could do all sorts of neat little fun things with this, kind of idea. Build little ramps. There's different tools you can do too. You can fill things, right? But you can do all kinds of neat stuff, right? So I can say put a border. Well, I totally screwed that up. That's okay. Right, you can enclose and paint it. It's a lot easier to do, obviously, than just dragging some sprites around. So, if we wanted to, for example, we'll make a little test area. If I put this guy up like that, and I will put him up like that, and we'll do some of that. It definitely ain't pretty, but oh, I totally screwed that up. And if you hold down Shift, you can delete. So I'm not too worried about it right now. The idea is we want to get like a jumping, an idea to jump and hop. Okay, so this thing needs a collider. 2D tile map collider. So there we go. I don't need a collider on those. Whatever. Not worried about it. So we want to be able to jump and hop up and down. Because right now, we just hit the wall, right? So we want to be able to jump off of that. One of the other things I think we should add in is if I'm against something right now and I hit jump and I'm going to go over, it's quite difficult. You got to kind of line it up a bit better. So we should probably add in, while you're in the air, to have a little bit of that control so we can move over. Right, so we know when we're jumping, this is a normal, well, caps lock's apparently on. So when we jump, we set our animator and we add our force. We do a brief little wait, and we go in here and we wait till we're grounded. So what I'm actually going to add to that I'm just going to use get axes. Get axes and horizontal, and we'll store that as we'll reuse our X. Unless we're using it somewhere else. No, we're okay. And I meant to put this down here, not in that one, down here. So we can get our X and we can set velocity just on the X world. And that should give us a little better control while we're in the air for when we're against things like this. That 0.1 second wait might still screw that up. Ah. but it does feel a little better in the ways of control. So we could possibly bring this down just a smidge. So, wall jumping. We need to know when we jump if we are against a wall. So the easy way of doing that is by raise, right? Like if we put this little guy about midpoint and bring him, say, over there, and we'll call him left ray. And we really only need one object, and you can just change the direction. This is just an easy way of doing it. Right ray. So if we are in jump, and we're in this state, we are in air. Shrink these down a bit. So we have bool tests. We could raycast. And we got to remember from our lesson from the being grounded to not see the player. And so our direction here, like if we go raycast from the right one, we would go 1x. And if we raycast from the right one, or the left one, then we would do the negative 1 x. Okay, so if we debug those, let's see if I can hit jump and pause at the same time, and we'll see. Oh, we're in that, not in the right state. There I go, hitting caps locks again. Okay, so he is firing these big long freaking rays. That's obviously way too long. So distance probably be 1/10 of that. But let's go a little farther. Let's add a 3 on the end of those. Okay, that's probably good. So 0.13 and 0.13. Set velocity. Oh, and we totally did not mean to do that one. Set velocity 2D on the X. I wonder if that'll actually make a nice difference for jumping. Whoa, we gotta fix that, eh? Heck, now we got this weird. Oh, well, yeah, let's close that one down. There we go. Oh yeah, see, that's better. So now I can actually climb up those things. Right, hit jump, you can actually move over. Alright, so yeah, let's not forget about that guy. Take him down. We only want the X. We don't want to play with the Y's. At least not yet. So this raycast, he's going to ignore the player, and he's shooting that way. And we need to know if we hit. So this is a right wall, and this guy is a left wall. Okay, so just to show you, now that we have this input, we have left wall and right wall. If I hit play, and if you watch these guys over here, if I can, oh wait, we got a wall right here, right? So he is not hitting, and that wall should be the left wall. This guy here, he's still on debug. He should be hitting that wall. Alright, let's go to this tile map. Let's give this a layer, its own special layer called terrain. Tile map can be terrain. So this guy, if we take the invert off and go terrain, we're just hitting terrain. Let's see if that makes a difference. Probably better that way anyways. We don't want to be able to jump off various things. So here we have ray left. It is going in and it's not hitting nothing. Alright, well, just briefly, let's push these up. Probably should have just done this one, but whatever. Alright, we're in there. False and false. But the ray is definitely going in. And I bet you that is my type of raycast. If we swap that over and actually use a 2D raycast, okay, so let's test the left ray going that way at distance of 0.3. Store did hit left wall. Alright, let's see if that's actually going to hit. I did not put the mask to it, so it'll probably hit the player. Yeah, totally hitting. And let's throw a mask to it, to terrain. And jump. And true. There we go. We're hitting the wall. Okay. So let's take this guy back down to 0.13. copy and paste before and go right and that way. So now we have a left and we have a right. Make sure to change that over. So we have a left and the right. So what do we do when we now know when we're hitting a wall? What do we want to happen? So we should so we're going to want to probably set, oh, the velocity is already going to be against the wall. We're going to be hugging the wall. Don't got to worry about that. So if we get key down, and it is the space bar, send event air jump. So if we are going to jump, we need to know bool multi-condition 2 if left wall, right wall are both false. Let's just return. There's no point in continuing on if we are not hitting anything. So if we are left wall is true, we have that. Let's copy that because we have a right wall. So what do we do if we have a left wall? What do we do if we have a right wall? So if we have a wall on the left, we are going to want to add force 2D, and the force we're going to do impulse. We will push the Y. Oh, wait, no, let's not add force. Let's set velocity. This way, if we're moving down and we have a negative velocity of 5 on the Y going down, we're not going to just add 3. It's just going to slow us down. We actually want to leap, so we want to set the velocity, and we want to go say we'll try 2 going up, but we're on the left, so we also want to say we'll try 2 on that side too, and then we can finish and go back here, but we are going to do a small wait, so we can't just spam the button. 0.3, and we will actually just copy this, paste it here, get rid of this guy, and he's going to do the exact same thing, but he is going the other way. So let's see if that works. Yeah, it works, but we need some more force to it. No doubt about it. We want, say, let's go 4 and 3. And 3 and 4. Okay. So now that jump is nearly impossible to make. Let's paint. Where's a tile palette? We'll cheat a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, a fair bit. Oh, I don't know if I did the colliders to those. That should be okay. So we do not want whoa. Oh, what's up with that, right? So if we look and see what's happening, skip a few frames, and we hit right wall is true, and left wall is true, and they don't have layer masks. Look at that, it bit me with the ground check, bit me again. Stupid layer masks every time, I tell ya. So let's put those in. You guys are probably all just chuckling. Okay. So if we hit jump numerous times, nothing's going to happen, right? Because we're not hitting anything anymore. And we hit this, and well, we can kind of, now the force might be a little much. But there we have, I mean, it'd be nice if we had some animations to go with that. Unfortunately, with this particular, these assets, I don't have those animations, but let's cut that down and go 2 and 3 instead. But with that said, we could add a particle anyways, at least. Well, that's definitely a lot more challenging. Oh, you little... Ah! Being killed by our AI. So we should probably bring these. Let's take him down. Oh. Very finicky thing. So I think just from that, we want to bring this down to say 0.2, but we should probably go 3.5, and let's go negative 2.5, and 3.5, 2.5. That might be a lot better. There we go. Wow. That's pretty good. So, there's a bit of a wall jump. Let's add a particle. We could probably almost do it right on those objects too. What kind of particle should we add? What would be a kind of a cool effect? We have hits, we have explosions, miscellaneous, it's a heart. We'll use that for a cherry pickup maybe. Miscellaneous under here. Hit orange. Hey, that might not be too bad. Okay, well, let's go. Let's just stick them like this. We know they'll go in the right spot. And we're going to make sure that they are plan awake is false. Let's scale them down about half of what they were. And let's go over here. So if we get this, if we hit this stage, we're on the left. We're just going to tell this guy to play. And if we're on the right, we're just going to tell this guy to play. And we could probably even add a sound effect to that too, some sort of sproing or something. Oh, well, I did not see any particles. And I know exactly why. So with these particular ones, they have this auto destruction. Take that off. It's annoying that it's there. And it is not playing in the right spot, but I did briefly see it. Yeah. Why are they way up there? Probably move them over on their respective sides a little bit, but they do. So make sure to bring that down. Let's go to this guy. The left one, let's move that over here. The right one, let's move that over here. The other thing I'm going to do with both of those is go simulation space world, and they have children of rays. I want to make sure those guys are world, and that'll do a fair bit of a nicing. See there, it looks like we're actually kind of, I don't know, kicking the wall or something. Looks a lot better anyways. So how about sound? Do we have a springy, jumping, bouncing off a wall style sound? Let's check. Oh, we have a jump sound. Not really what I was looking for. Should almost go with that one, just so classic. Yeah, we'll go with that one. We don't have a whole lot to choose from. Make sure that's turned off. And we're going to copy that. If we can get to the right thing. It works. So again, we want to make sure we don't want any of this stuff playing on awake. Right? Because when we play, we just want it to start. And even that one little sound there doesn't play anything on awake either. I'm watching you. And see, that one's probably coming from our logic, which is because this guy here is the one that does that, right? Why does he start like that and go there? That is a good question. I think it's because we are probably not sitting totally flush or something. Let's just go here, next frame, bring that down, and then go to a start. Well, we'll probably add things there and down the road anyways. Camera fading in, so forth. So, okay, what about cherry pickup? So we have here our coins. What if we wanted to add, okay, first let's just clean this up a bit. Here are our coins. If I can click the mouse, that would be lovely. There's a pooling system. Stick that up there. We could probably do one for our bushes. And that's just some generic stuff. We're just going to stick that into land. Clean that up a little bit. So, a health pickup. Let's look at what we have. Items. We have a cherry. And it is animated. So, let's create a animated cherry pickup. We're going to bring him. Oh, we're going to need an animator. And we're going to need a animator controller. And we're going to stick him like that. We need our animation window. And we'll make sure we've clicked on this guy. Click idle cherry. And take all those, drop them off. And there we have a cherry. Let's expand that out. Let's take them out to one. That's probably pretty good, I think. Okay. Where's our inspector on this guy? Let's give him that default look. Let's give him a, not a sphere, but a circle. And it's a trigger. So if I remember right, our coins on our player have a coin collector, which is a trigger event. And it's going to do that. And all we're going to do is we're literally just going to tag right in on that. So let's call this cherry. We'll give it its own tag. Called cherry. And that's probably about all it needs. So let's stick it, well, because I know I can make this jump. Let's stick it right there. So before we get into the logic, let's look at effect. That one's pretty good. That one's probably the best one. It suits the situation. So we want to get rid of that. Add an FSM. Wait 3 seconds. Shift click. Finish. New state. Bring it over there. Pooler destroy self. Because what are we going to do? We are going to pool. So where is our pool? Okay, let's copy and paste. And we're going to change this one to the pickup heart. We'll call it cherry. Just like that. And where is our coin collector, which now is a coin and cherry collector. So we're just going to copy that guy and paste him down here. But now we're not looking for coin, we're looking for cherry. So we're going to get cherry. Wow, we can store it as coin. That's not a big deal. It's just a name. So cherry. This one does the event and the pooler. Pooler destroyed store. Oh, yeah, right. And the audio. So this one's not going to be that much different. So pooler spawn. We want cherry. That's null. No, that's not null. That's coin. We could add a sound effect because sound adds so much. And let's go power ups. Okay, I can live with that one. So, what is the cherry going to do? It's going to heal us. So, in order to heal us, we have in our health an event called heal, which adds, and it's clamped. So there's two ways we can go about this. We could either check it if we're full. If we're not full, don't send the event. Or because we have that clamp there, just pick up the cherry and send the event. And if you're full, you get nothing out of it and you lose the cherry. But those are kind of two options, right? Like you could either check for your health. If your health is full, just don't send the event. If it's not full, send the event. In the case I just set up there, it's going to send the event. Pretty good, eh? Okay, so we need to destroy that thing. So let's go and So we want to, I think that's where we had that pooler destroy. Pooler destroy stored, right? So we can destroy that stored, which just deactivates it. Which, I mean, we don't have a pool for the cherry, but easy to set up. So let's see and make sure that actually heals us. Let's take damage and then pick it up. There we go. Our health went up. It also looks like our health stuff can actually come down a bit, eh? I almost want to make those a little bigger, but I'm not going to play with a canvas lower 100, and that's not turned out well for me so far. So, let's check time. Okay, I don't want to go too crazy long. It takes forever to upload. So, okay, now we have some wall jumping. We got health pickup. I think next, maybe we'll look at enemies. I was debating on maybe we should give health to the enemies. So you can have some enemies, okay, like these guys all die one shot, and that might be fine, but to give the option that maybe he has 2 health or 3 health, so when you hit them, you bounce off them, kind of idea. I thought that might be kind of cool. Maybe we'll build a cave right here and put a switch, which can say animate something over here for us. We can do our wall jump, get up here, and then we can do a big boss battle, and we'll make that some big epic thing. And we should probably look at how we would set up the even a save load on player preferences real quick, and loading different levels and stages. And then I think this one would be good after all that. So we'll see you in the next video.